Hello,
Hello.
and welcome to Planet Marzipan, the Fish and Marillion podcast. I'm Mezza, and here's my mate.
Craig Houston.
Hello, and welcome to Planet Marzipan. I'm here with my good friend.
You're not going to say who you are first, though.
No, I'm mysterious.
Oh, enigmatic.
I'm in the intro, so are you, but we do it anyway, so...
Okay.
I'm
not
Mezza.
I'm not Mezza.
No, you're not Mezza. Moving on.
I'm Mezza.
Professional stuff.
I'm Mezza.
No, I'm Mezza. Yeah,
I'm
that's
Mezza.
my wife.
That's my wife.
And I'm Faye.
You are Faye. And we have guests. We are joined by Lucy Jordache.
Well, we keep her awake.
Lucy Jordache. We're joined by Thingy McThingface, aka Mark Kennedy,
Bonjour, Rodney.
and Grae Tennick.
Hello, how you doing?
Hello. Not too bad, mate. You?
I'm getting there slowly. Yeah.
Good. Well, we're here to talk about the last day of the Port Zelande weekend, the Sunday. Can you remember that far back, folks?
Yes.
Barely.
Yes.
Good. That's a good answer. Craig, how did we start the day? Can you remember?
We started the day recording an episode of the podcast, which was part 2 of our 3-parter. And then we had our meetup with our Planet Marzipan listeners.
Yes, we sent an appeal out, which was actually the first thing we did. That's what I was getting at. But we did a live Facebook 5-minute thing on the Sunday morning, asking folks that were in Port Zelande, if they listen to the pod, to come and join us outside the Flip Flop Cafe for a photo. And about 40 of you did. So thank you very much. If you're in the Facebook group, you'll be able to see that photo. Yeah, we were really pleased with the turnout, weren't we?
Yeah, that was great. That was 2 listeners and 38 people that we had to pay.
I was going to say, how much did you pay them?
Well, to be fair, we took 4 people with us in case no one turned up. But then
I was going to say we were
told it
walking,
to spread out.
walking from the podcast towards the photograph, and you're just like that. Fuck! I hope someone turns up.
yes,
To be fair, Mike charging people to get in didn't seem to put anybody off.
To be
very few
fair,
people-
no one gave me a fucking t-shirt, or so I would have turned up.
Oh, what?
Oh,
We'll do
Mike.
that. We'll
I
do
don't
that.
actually want one,
You
but
don't.
that's not the point. No, I would have turned up. Turn up to the opening of an envelope for me.
John
But we were
turns
really-
up to the opening of a fridge as long as there's a light on.
We were really pleased with the turnout, weren't we? So it was
Oh,
lovely,
yeah.
lovely to meet people, and we did a few brief interviews. So we'll pull that together into a short episode as well. What happened later on Sunday?
Was there anything between that and the Haunt
Was
the Woods
it
set?
not Haunt the Woods?
Haunt the Woods acoustic set? Yeah.
yeah.
Well, it
Although
wasn't.
it wasn't very acoustic, was it?
No, no.
Oh, yeah, well,
Did you go, Grae?
I did. It was brilliant. So I'd listened to this. Obviously, I'd seen Stephanie going on, posting about them and all the stuff, and I hadn't seen them before they did the support set on the earlier night. I'd listened to them, and I was like, yeah, okay, it's good, but I didn't quite get it. And then I saw them live, and there's so much more power. So I was really surprised by the power. I mean, John's voice is just utterly amazing. It really is.
Yeah.
So seeing them again on the Sunday, I wasn't sure what we were going to get, if it was going to be all acoustic. And then obviously they had the electric guitars and stuff, but it was the sleepwalking at the end. It was when they did that a cappella at the end and they walked out into the crowd and sang. It was just mind blowing. So good. I've had it on quite regularly since I got back the new album.
Did you go, Mark?
yeah, I did. We went along for about the last 20 minutes or so. Really enjoyed it. We were gonna go earlier, but kept getting waylaid on my way to
Well, you
action
can't walk
factory.
anywhere, can you?
No, not really. So, but yeah, I really enjoyed it, and we
Was it a good
enjoyed.
turnout?
Yeah, it
Oh
was
yeah,
mobbed. It was mobbed. Yeah,
it was mobbed. And what was really good as well, they played the first couple of numbers, and then they just went, "What song do you want to hear next?" And there was people actually shouting out the names of songs, and they were playing. I think there was one of them somebody asked for, and he went, "Yeah, but he's not brought his keyboards with him, so we'll have to muddle through." And I tell you what, they muddled. It was brilliant. It really was.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
more to the point as well, they're lovely, lovely people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they were amazing on the Friday night.
You
Saturday
get
night.
support bands that are
I
a
don't
pain
know.
in the arse and don't get off the stage, and just a pain in the arse, and the crew always turn around and go, "Don't want to work with them again," and stuff. And the Haunt the Woods boys are lovely.
And like we said on the last episode, I think they seemed genuinely chuffed by the reaction they got as well, didn't they?
For sure.
Oh yeah.
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 Yeah, and that was the same on Sunday as well. They were really kind of humbled the way they came across. They were really thankful for the response. I mean, the fact that it was so busy, they were like, "We can't believe how many of you come out," and then they were like really thankful for the responses, and it all seemed really genuine. It was lovely.
Yeah, incredible. First time I've seen him, and I was blown away by him as well. So, yeah, really good. But then we got the Sunday night.
The final frontier.
Yes. The Sunday night Marillion set.
Oh, we had a support act before that as well.
Oh, we did. Sorry. Yes. We had Dave and
Rick Armstrong.
Rick. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
R&D.
R&D and
R&D.
S at one point.
Yes.
Yeah.
With the atmospheric. There's one thing I enjoyed their set, but I just wish that there'd been some like video screens to go with it. That would have just cemented the ambience of it.
Was there a lot of blabbing or anything, or was
No, it was
all
a very
right?
respectful
yeah,
silence.
Really respectful. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of guitar noodling. Not noodling, but
Noodling.
Noodling.
noodling. Okay, noodling with Rod as a guest performer as well. So it seemed to go down okay.
And I think Dave Foster was really good. He really was. Somebody said to me, what was it? Somebody came up to me, he's like, "Do you not think Dave did Dave really well?" I went, "Sorry, what?" He went, "Such a Dave Gilmour tone on that last track." And I was like, "Oh,
yeah.
right, okay." And it was really, really tasteful guitar. It was really good.
Oh, talking of space things and guitar, did Steve Wilson get number one?
Number
Oh, I didn't
3.
see that.
Number
Oh
3.
no, he got bumped,
He's got number 1 physical,
but not number one in the
3.
main.
Because the rapper kid will have got all the streams
Oh.
and everything, won't he? So yeah,
Oh, I was hoping he'd get it.
me too. It's a really fantastic record.
And also, especially with how many physical copies and variants, I would have thought that would have been a shoe-in, but
I'm surprised you didn't say I bought there.
wow.
Sorry, didn't mean
Okay.
to digress.
Yeah. Yeah, how many copies are a certain
not
person
answering that.
is
I'm
into double digits.
I'm
That
not
much
answering
I know.
that.
That's
Into
just
double
copy.
digits.
That behind him. That's just copies he's bought.
In
Sorry,
fact, he's not on
didn't
his
digress.
Sorry.
he's not on his
Yeah.
normal chair. He's actually sitting on piles of CDs and Blu-rays and stuff as well.
Here's one.
I'm not overly taken with it, I have to say.
I love it. Absolutely love it.
But yeah, like I say, we're veering off into the cosmos.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes,
Get
apologies.
myself-
Cut all this
back on
rubbish
track.
out.
So yeah, the response to Rick and Dave was polite applause, I would say. He did need something a bit more visual, certainly on the lead up to the final night, I felt. But I understand that they are on the Sunday in Montreal as well, so
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll have a screen there.
might well repeat itself. Yeah, something visual might be good, even if you get Dave to do a jig or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
You never know.
Some interpretive dance or something.
Yes, yeah.
I'll get drunk and I'll do it.
Like her, I was going to say like her out of Hawkwind, but maybe not.
You heard it here, folks.
A bit of Tales of the Unexpected,
Lucy's
some
committed.
silhouette
Bond
behind it.
movie theme, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'll get
Yeah,
drunk, I'll
that's
do
what it
it.
needs.
Yeah, I'm on the case. Consider
Okay.
it done.
And then
And then finally we got Marillions Sunday night set.
Told
That
that-
set.
so.
Sorry?
That
I'm
set.
just saying, told you so before you say it was
Yeah.
brilliant.
It was
you did,
absolutely.
and it was amazing. But started with the long intro to King of Sunset Town.
Yes. I
Help me
just.
out.
Place went
Just
crazy.
read the songs out, boys. But,
Are you going to read this? Are you going to do the set list, or are we going to go through it one by one?
Let's get through it.
We'll go through it. King of Sunset Town, great opening, lots of energy. Was there an intro film?
Yes, Mark's intro film
There was the farewell to the weekend thing, wasn't there?
Yeah.
that we had to restart.
No, that was during that was before the
It
encore.
was before the encore, yeah.
An intro film. Oh yeah, no bollocks. Yeah, you're right. Shut up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There was an intro film, but
Lucy.
they didn't show it. Let's blame Jens.
Was there an intro
An
film?
intro film.
No, there wasn't.
There wasn't.
okay.
Shut up.
Right. As you were. King of Sunset Town started without an intro film, but with a long intro, and got a really good reaction in the room, I would have said.
Yeah, I think as soon as it started, people were like, "Yep, I know what this is," and there was a bit of a buzz, and you could feel it getting there.
Yeah,
straight
And
away.
everyone thought it was going to be complete season's end, and it wasn't.
It wasn't, because track two was Slange.
Sorry, in case no one's picked up on it, the idea was to do a set list based on the season's end tour.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much that, isn't it? And
It is.
Yeah.
that's why Mark put the feather.
That's what God, the amount of trouble that caused. Oh, they got White Feather. They're going to do all the misplaced childhood
in the dreams.
I don't know if you've seen it, Lucy, but there was somebody posted just about half an hour after the gig. Somebody was like, "That set list, apart from After Me, was this first time I ever saw Marillion." And it was like 1980. He actually put the date of his gig and he listed the set list from Setlist FM. And the only song that wasn't done was, and he said it was perfect. And there's so many people had that reaction.
That's what we. That's as Mark said sarcastically to someone on a thread. You'd think we had a plan.
You'd think we'd done this before, knew what we were doing.
That was it. Yeah. Sorry.
Especially on the run up to Leicester weekend, because if we have that set list on Leicester weekend, that will mirror the Rocksteady gig from.
So you'll have to wait and see. I'll tell you when we finished recording if you want to know what the set lists are, because we spent all day debating it, and we've finalised the set, or at least the set list for Montreal, which should mirror all the other two others. It might be that they play it in Montreal and go, "Oh, we just need to change a couple of songs, or we need to change the order." But I know what the set lists are, so I'll tell you when we finish recording if you want to know.
Yes,
that's a tease for the listeners. Yeah, not going to hear it.
Mr. H talks about it on the Corona Diaries today as well, about the discussions about the set lists and stuff.
I heard it. Yeah, I listened to it to make sure he hadn't actually said anything.
He didn't.
He said, didn't he? He said the reason I'm late for this podcast is that we've been debating.
Yes.
And every time I thought I'd sorted it out, someone would say, "Oh, but what about this one?" And the thing is, right, have you ever sat there, let's say a song is 7 minutes 50 and then the next song is 4:13. Have you ever tried to add it up? You can't just add it up because it doesn't turn into hours and minutes.
Can in Excel.
I don't know how to do it in Excel. You have to teach me. So I put it into ChatGTP and said, "Just turn this into hours and minutes for me," which it did. But it turns out, isn't my voice good? Do you like my voice? Hi. It turns out if you don't pay for ChatGTP, you can only do it 10 times. And then it says, "I'm sorry, we can't do any more data calculations now, but here's how you do it." And it told me to times it by 60 and then divide it by, or I can't remember what it was anyway. And so I then had to do the next calculation by hand. And that's why I'm so tired.
So they're getting a 4.5 hour gig for the Sunday night, are they?
Well, yeah, because fuck it, I don't care
Yeah,
anymore.
or you send me a list and I put it all in, but I get cobble together various live versions and make a playlist, and then it tells you at the bottom how long it is.
Yeah, well, it was
It's
working. It worked in about a second doing it in Chat GTP, and then when I got locked out of it, it really made me cross.
Oh
I,
dear.
I pouted a little bit, but anyway,
Okay.
should we
Let's
carry
go.
on about the Saturday night at
Let's
Port
go back to
Sunday night.
Sunday last week.
Sunday? Oh,
Second track was Slange, which threw everybody off that
Barnstormer,
was
yeah.
expecting the full album.
yeah,
And then the third track, first time they played it since 2013, Script for a Jester's Tear.
Which was stonking.
I was
Placed-
going to say, because the last time they did it in 2013, I thought it was a bit average myself. And, I really liked the song. And I thought it was a bit average in 2013. And it was a fucking stonker at Port Zealand, as you
Was that the
said.
Friars gig?
No, the
is it not clocks already
convention.
ticking?
Oh, the convention, right?
Yeah, the weekend.
Yeah, it was brilliant in Port Zealand. And the crowd sang the first half, and then Mr. H joined in, didn't he? But
And sorry, I'm interrupting again.
no, go for it.
H didn't really want to sing it, but then said, "Oh yeah, it was part of the original set list, so I have to," kind of thing. And it was really interesting. He said it on the Corona Diaries. He actually really loved the reaction to it. Because you have that "So Here I Am Once More," which he sang.
Yes.
And then he said he just let everyone sing. And I know there's people who go, "No, I don't want to hear the audience singing. I pay to hear H." Well, actually, sorry, that was a bit sarcastic, but you know what I mean. Actually, I think that I'd rather hear him sing like Sugar Mice or Warm Wet Circles or something that he really puts his heart and soul into than some of the lyrics in Sugar Mice don't necessarily, in my opinion, suit him. So to hear him let the audience sing and just come in at the opportune moments was very clever and very good. And did that make sense? What I was
Yeah. It came across really well. And the
Really
whole
well.
place went up as soon as it started. It was
Mm.
brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And you could see H's reaction. I mean, the band's reaction as well, but H in particular, his reaction, because the next track was Uninvited Guest, and he came to the front and had a bit of a play around with the audience with a cricket bat, and he was in a really good mood. You could see that.
And there was a stonking version of Uninvited Guest. I mean, the whole gig was absolutely stunning. They're really on form, but
It was.
it's a proper crowd pleaser, Uninvited Guest in any case.
It had a real energy to it, the whole set. It really did.
I was going to say that the performance of all of them was just, I mean, I don't know if you saw my post earlier. I said if it had just been either of the first two sets, I'd have been happy. But that set, they took it up a notch in performance, in the delivery. Everything was just, and they just seemed to be enjoying themselves so much. I don't know if it was that kind of relief, like fuck them, at the end of this, we're done for the weekend.
It's the last night. Let's just go for it.
But it was just such a powerful, and it took everybody with them. Everybody in the tent went along for the ride.
Yeah.
And it's when uninvited guest came on, following on from Script, it just went through the roof. It really did.
Absolutely. And that was followed by Easter.
Yeah.
What can you say about Easter?
Which was needed.
Yeah.
I did well when I did the audience with on Friday, and four of the band, didn't they, said, and we said, and I said the question of what would be the last song you would ever want to perform, and four of them said Easter.
Yeah.
Robert said The Great Escape, I think.
I can't remember what Ian said, but I'm sure it was sarcastic. Oh no, he said Hair. Aw.
Yeah.
But I thought, oh yeah, all right, three of them said Easter then. And so I thought, oh yeah, we're going. And there was a huge cheer from the audience when they said Easter, and I thought, oh thank God it's on the set list for Sunday.
Yeah. It never fails. Easter's absolutely bona fide classic.
Yeah,
and a massive loud sing along from the crowd as well.
Yeah.
I also think it's another example of being able to light the tent. the lighting was superb with the green, white, and gold, and the way he did it was just and it never ceases to amaze me how the lights. I don't know how much time he spends on it. I really don't, and I don't know how he programs it or how he manages to work out how to do it. But the lighting for every song is just always spot on, and you see it mimic the lyrics. It goes along with what he says, and all that time, and
it's really funny about the lighting because Jens said a year ago, he said, I don't want to do video screens, I want to do lighting, and the band were like, oh but we like our videos and because that means people look at them and not at us. So that and Ian in particular was really reticent, and I said, look, with respect, loves, you're never at a Marillion gig, you've never been to one, I have. We need to trust Jens. He's going to do an absolutely fantastic job. He's going to light. I said, and especially the amount of money we're spending on lights.
and it was
not just a torch, you know. And I said, you have to trust it. And after the first night, I immediately sent them some photographs to show them what they looked like, and they went, fucking hell, all right, we're fine.
Yeah.
And it was things like, I mean, there was whole sections of the gigs where people were staring at the back wall of the tent because he had the lasers making the patterns that mimicked the words and all that kind of stuff, and it was just people staring at the ceiling while while the lights were coming off the glitter balls, or it was just phenomenal.
Yeah, it was really good, really good. I mean, we were
right down the front, so.
and we were looking up at the ceiling at different points as well. Yeah, it was really good. On to the very rarely played Holloway Girl.
Yeah, I mean, Dave was absolutely in his element, wasn't he, Dobby? Because Season's End, his favorite album, and you know, he you know, for want of a better term, grew up on the Stoke Road to Ipanema video cassette back in the day. So
yeah,
he was so happy.
I love the music, but I don't empathise with the lyric. That's since I bought that album, that's how I feel about Holloway Girl. I'm just like, oh, I bloody love that song, but I don't like the words. I wish it was about something else.
Well, it's a rare story lyric, isn't it?
Yeah.
They don't do too many of those.
Reminds me of when I used to go to London to see my sister because she lived in Islington, so I'd get the bus, and the bus would go past Holloway.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just a bit, no. But when I used to, you know, growing up, you know, listening to H's lyrics and stuff, I would always feel some empathy, or this is about a bad relationship, or this is about a bad relationship, or this is about a good relationship, no, or whatever, you know. You know, Out of This World is a beautiful story, it's a beautiful thing. The thing with the Holloway Girl is that I'm a bit of a hard ass, and I'm like, well, you're in prison, you probably deserve to be there.
But that's a shit lyric. You're where you should be. You've done the wrong.
You're a wrong un. You've done wrong. I can't. Obviously, some of them hadn't, and you know, blah blah, injustices and all that. But you know, for the most part, if you're in prison, you've done wrong. Sorry. I told you I'm a hard ass. Carry on.
Lucy Jordache for Chief Justice.
Nope.
Send the hate mail to PO Box 252.
Okay.
Hang 'em high.
Well, I don't know what you made of the next one, but Berlin with Ben Castle.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Didn't appear. He didn't appear. Didn't come on stage until his moment, did he? Then just crept on at the back, and then for the big solo, he's front of stage.
Went for it, didn't he?
Absolutely going for it.
Because he actually disappeared again, didn't he? He did the short bit at the back and then disappeared. I thought, is that it? No, there's more to come. And then he appeared at the front, lit up.
Oh,
Absolutely
just what the most talented professional musician, lovely man. We were standing in the dressing room just talking before he went on, and then I stood at the side of the stage and watched him, and then he came off, and I said to him, how was that for you, Ben? He said I play gigs to 70,000, 90,000 people, whatever. He said, you're still not going to beat, for me, going in front of these 3,000 people playing with the band that I loved when I was 12. He said, this is a pinch me moment. I said, yeah, I still get them. I think back to when I was 15 and in the front row at Hammersmith Odeon watching Misplaced Childhood. And then I go, oh my God, I'm now on
what have I done?
stage with, that too. But oh my God, I'm now on stage with the band, blah, blah, blah. And so to hear Ben actually say that with the people that he plays with, because look him up on Google, he plays with everyone and he is so bloody talented.
Yeah.
And do you know what Craig said the minute it finished?
Oh, he does not look like his dad.
That's exactly what he said to me. Exactly.
Because the thing is, his dad is a massive hero of mine and Mark's, isn't he? Mark? Because
Fakirov.
Yeah. Apart from the record breakers, we are massive Carry On fans, and Carried Up the Cable is like one of my favourite films. And Captain Keen he was in Roy Castle in that. So yeah, proper sad boys.
I was trying to explain to some Americans that I was with who Roy Castle was, and that he was a national treasure and that he danced and he did this and he did that. We were trying to find an American equivalent. I think we did. I just can't remember who they said.
No, that was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Next up was Season's End.
Oh, lovely version of it too.
It was beautiful. And
says with restart on Setlist FM. What was all that?
I was glossing over that, Mark, but yeah.
Right, moving swiftly on.
Yes, which they did. Move swiftly on to Season's End. Yes.
Nothing happened. Move on.
Yeah, it was a great version. Really was. And then the hits. Kaylee Lavender, Blue Angel, and Heart of Lothian.
Brilliant. Now, the thing is, it didn't seem like the band were expecting to play the Blue Angel part, because H went straight into it, singing it, and the band kind of like looked at each other as if they weren't expecting. Like they were just going to go from Lavender straight into.
Let me just go now, Ian.
I was going to say, I don't know if you can really.
Ask the drummer, hang on.
I don't know if you can really wing that sort of thing. With that sort.
I think Craig wasn't expecting it because Derek didn't play it the week before.
Yeah.
But
I'll be controversial. I'll be controversial and say I prefer Lavender I prefer H singing Lavender with Blue Angel tagged on.
Yeah, by far.
End of it. Fantastic. By a mile. So
he just gets it, and it's just. And I mean, a lot of people still kind of, twist with H doing Heart of Lothian, but they've got more.
Yeah, they did rehearse it, Ian said.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. There we go.
Just great.
Oh, hang on, he's here. Speak.
The thing that confused me was that, we rehearsed it and everything, but when H, things like Sugar Mice and some of the older stuff, when H points the microphone at the audience and lets them sing, suddenly I don't have any lyrics or anything in my headphones. Nothing.
Oh, yeah.
It just goes quiet.
good point.
I just think, well, I wonder where we are in the song.
I never even thought about that. Yeah, it's a good point.
Can you not drum along, like singing it?
Well,
like I do when we go through a tunnel and the DAB radio cuts off and I keep singing it and I come out. Oh no, because we come out the other end and I'm always a little bit in front or behind. Yeah, don't sing along with it.
Depends what you're playing. I usually can lift one ear if I can play with one hand just for a second and I can hear the audience then.
Fair enough. Carry on as you were. Just need.
Thanks, Ian.
Cheers.
Yeah, I know it didn't sound like we rehearsed anything, but we did.
No, we did.
Oh.
It did.
They started off by saying it was the best set ever. We're just minuting each track.
Oh.
He's hanging around at the door, so don't talk about it.
Well, next up was the space.
Hang on a sec.
Okay.
People talk about me when I'm in the room these days. So it doesn't matter. Right, you're going now.
Oh, I love you. I'll be in a minute.
Next up was the space, the last song on the main set.
Oh my days. Oh my days. You know the end?
Yes.
Where he has to hit the notes?
Yes.
I just always when they play that song, I shut my eyes and just wait for the first note. And then if he hits that, I know it's going to be all right. And he did. And I was just like, oh,
Yeah,
get the fuck in.
That's what
absolutely.
we actually said about the previous night when he did Afraid of Sunlight. He
Yeah.
hit the note,
Yeah, yeah,
you know, he went
Oh, the one
for
at
it at
the
the
end, the
end.
one at the
Yeah.
end that yeah.
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 Well, it was a great version, but I need to move on to what came next.
Well, no, I mean, Space is one of my top 3 Marillion songs,
Is
and
it?
and it was just possibly the best version I've heard done. It was just, I don't know, special.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Well, we got our convention surprise next, didn't we? We got our weekend surprise. So the band came back on for the encores, and they brought out Flowing Chords, the choir that played with H in Rome, I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And
Rome.
they played The Crow and the Nightingale.
And a certain person next to me teared up.
Absolute mess, yeah. It was brilliant. I was crying my eyes out.
It were a beautiful, beautiful
It
thing.
was.
It was absolutely amazing version. And I think H was feeding off the choir as well. He
Yeah.
obviously knew it was coming, and he was so excited for it to happen.
No, we didn't tell him it was going to happen. No. You missed out Mark's film.
Yeah.
Oh,
Twice.
sorry. Yes.
How
Twice.
rude.
At what point was it? It was played at 78 RPM, wasn't it? First.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
they
I don't
weren't
know
paying
what
attention.
happened there.
I
All right.
do. It
I
was
needed to talk about The Crow. We'll go back a step. So, Mark, talk us through your film.
Oh, it's just a film.
Well, that's really sold
No,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't know what we had this idea that we would do a video between the main set and the encores, and
because they had to have time to get the
to give them time
choir
to
onto
get the
the
choir
stage
in
and
place.
light it up. So we put the Drake. Well, the Drake was going back up, so it's like have a film.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Mark was told this about a week before.
Yeah, so I did all this stuff, and it was I cut all my highlights of PZ together, you know, Strange Engine solo from 2007, and all this other stuff, and we put it together, and I thought it looked good, and I sent it off, and we were all like, yeah, it's all right, but so
It wasn't doing it, and I
it
couldn't
wasn't really
explain
doing it,
why.
and we just couldn't think why, so that was about with 2 days to go, so I just scrapped the whole thing and did it from scratch.
And you woke up and you said you woke up
Yeah.
in the middle of the night and
Do
went,
you want the full unexpurgated story?
yeah, go on.
We'd been out for a meal, I think, and I came back and we'd gone to bed and I wasn't feeling very well. And I got up at 4 o'clock in the morning with a upset stomach,
A deli belly.
a deli belly, yeah, and I'm sitting on the toilet and like, everything's and I thought, hang on, if I do this,
That's where you get your best work.
if I
don't
do
know if
this,
we needed that,
if I
Amy.
just take a load of audience clips from clips of the audience from Unconventional, and I could put a live version of Happiness is the Road over the top of it, then if the crowd starts singing along with it, even if it fades out, that gives us as long as we need to get everything set up. So
And it
I
did, and it
ended up
worked.
doing that, and it worked really well, and everybody liked it.
And the crowd were singing along with it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then it went into Crow and the Nightingale, where
Yes.
John cried like a baby.
Yeah.
I did.
You've done a lot of that over the weekend.
No, I did it 3 times. Twice this night, and once this one. I don't know when we recorded the fish thing.
Yeah.
Friday. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was. Anybody else? Anything else to say about The Crow and the Nightingale?
Only that there was this, when they were playing it, there was this bloke standing in front of me, and he was going like this. He was singing, he was swinging from side to side, and by the time the song finished, I actually felt nauseous.
Seasick.
I thought I was getting seasick.
Motion sickness. Yeah. It was
But
great.
other than that, fantastic.
The choir really seemed to be having a great
Yeah.
time as well.
Yeah.
They loved it.
Next up was Go, again with the choir.
Yeah,
Oh,
from the album Radiation, according to the band.
Yeah.
According
Never
to
knowing
Age,
you'd.
Yeah, I was standing there. I'm like, oh god.
and
Never
the
knowing
lights
you'd
were
correct.
really, really pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the song worked so well with the choir. It really did. And, you know, the audience participation through it, and especially at the end, it was just, yeah,
Well, yeah, the
fantastic.
wide awake section at the end
Yeah.
was all extended, and there was a call and response with the audience, and the band came back in.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see that again.
I
Brilliant.
can't wait to see it because I didn't actually, at this point, I ducked out to go around the back for
Just about to say that myself.
what was coming later. So I didn't actually, I could hear it, but I didn't actually see any of it. So
Yeah, I was backstage at that point, and so I can't wait to see that again because that was missed because we were busy backstage.
Yeah.
I think it was it was Go where the choir started to let themselves go a bit.
Yeah.
They started moving and getting, started really, because I think the first one they were like, okay, we need to get this right. We need, this has to work. And then like for Go, they were, and that was it. They were off. It was brilliant.
Yeah.
It was so good.
And then we got Man of a Thousand Faces again with the flowing chords.
One of my favourite songs from Marillion, and couldn't see or hear a thing because I was busy for the next song, which we're going to talk about in a minute.
Well, in a minute, yeah.
Herding cats.
All of these 4 songs that the choir were on were just absolutely brilliant. I love Man of a Thousand Faces. I haven't heard it for a while. Great to see it back.
Love the song.
Brilliant
Great version.
Yeah. No idea what it's about.
No, nobody has. Nobody has. And then the last song of the first encore was the Angels on Earth section of Care, again with the choir. Wow, that's where I went again.
Yeah, we all went at that point.
Well, that's my favourite song by Marillion ever, and I didn't get to enjoy it, so I'm looking forward to.
Waiting for the Blu-ray as well.
Yeah.
We had a nurse standing with us, and the second it started, she broke, and then everybody broke around, and we were off.
Oh.
That was it.
Yeah, it was brilliant. Made me think of my mum. Encore 2. The Pete, Rothers, and H came right down to the front of the stage, and after some improvisation, shall we say,
Waffle.
Waffle and
It was waffling for England, and we're standing behind the stage.
Was that deliberate waffle, or was he just waffling?
Tequila waffle.
Tequila waffle.
I don't know if you'd gone spin it out a bit.
No, I hadn't. I was actually going, hurry up.
Then we got Faith, which was a really nice surprise.
It's the first time in a long time, isn't it?
Since 2018, according to Setlist FM, and that segued into Made Again.
Yeah.
And the final encore.
Well, hold on a sec. With Made Again, that's when everybody else was actually hiding off the stage.
I was behind the stage with about because I lost count, about 50 or 55 fans with various country flags from around the world, the United Nations flag, the EU flag, Panama, Greenland, being passive aggressive here, and Antarctica, in case that's next on his list, and the LGBT flag. And we all came out, and it was funny because when we did the Made Again flags in 2013 during the Brave show, if you remember, the stage was smaller. We had the side bits draped off.
Yeah.
And everyone went on the stage, and you couldn't see Pete on the bloody video because everyone's standing in front of him and people were standing on pedals and stuff. So I'd arranged for, sorry everyone, I'm smoking a cigarette whilst talking. I'd arranged for because obviously communicating with all these fans, I'd had to do it by email. I'm communicating with people in all different languages, so my emails are just like, hello, I will speak slowly kind of emails, trying to explain for the people who'd not been to Port Zealand before how to get out of the tent and get to the backstage area. You have to be really specific. And I'd emailed everyone and said, right, when we go on the stage, you follow me, Stephanie, Steph, Mark Kennedy, just follow us, and we were going to stand on those wings at the front. like we did for A Few Words for the Dead. And then about a week before, H said, no, I want everyone to crowd on the stage. And Jens has said that the three of us can go and sit down the front, so there'll be plenty of room. So then I had to communicate to everyone again, oh, it's fine, you can all go in the middle. The band want us there. So I walked out and Stephanie walked out holding hands with some people, led them to the middle, and then me and Stephanie sort of went to the back, and Mark and Steph and George were at the ends to try and make the fans actually get on there. And I was waving a United Nations flag somewhere behind somebody very tall. But all those fans had the most amazing time, you know, being on stage with their favorite band and looking out onto all your faces. You know, if you've not been on the stage before, it is quite nerve-wracking. Mark's been on it loads and he still poops, don't you?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't step here, don't step. There was a few people taking a few missteps, and I had to apologise because I had to shout at them to get my point across. So
There was a bit of the, you know, where the sort of trusses come out of the stage.
Yeah.
We had to put like plywood round them because they don't cut the stage with a round hole, it's square. And we looked down and went, that's a 6-foot drop, that's H again.
Yeah.
So we'd put the it was thick plywood when I say you know, it's thick.
But it wouldn't support the weight of more than one person.
Yeah,
sort
if
of
H
thing,
had walked across it, it would have been fine. But if 10 of the fans had stood on it, so I'd said to all the helpers, I'd said, don't let anyone stand on those things, because again, that was impossible for me to communicate to the fans. And you know, when we're backstage whilst they're playing Care, we're not listening to Care because I'm doing bloody sign language going, and it's really loud, and I'm just going, listen to me, watch me, don't look at your feet, you know. And I'm just doing all this sign language to try and explain to people, don't trip over anything, don't fall off the stage.
Take your coat off, put your phone away.
Yeah, take your coat off, put it under the stairs, put your phone away. No, you can't film. And this is absolute
Bedlam.
Absolute bedlam. You saw what Mark McCormack said. He said he didn't realise the stage was so tall when he was on it. He was just like, whoa, you know, it's quite a thing.
It
So
looked fantastic from the
I think so.
Yeah.
And the funniest thing was H trying to see Mark to wrap the song up. He couldn't see him for all the people sound stage. So no, it was great. It was a really nice ending and a real sort of reflection of what the weekend had been. It really was.
Yeah, and I know we'd done it before, but it was the whole weekend. You know, you probably felt that in the audience with on the Friday. The whole weekend was a bit hippie shit. You know, it was like there's love in this room. People, this is what the world can be like. Look, there's Russians talking to Ukrainians, talking to Israelis, talking to Palestinians, talking to Spanish, talking, you know what I mean? And it was like, yeah, let's do the flags again. I know we've done it, but let's do it again and add some other countries in as well, as I said, that are under threat from shit that's going on. And it just felt like because we don't
it felt relevant and felt necessary and felt right.
We don't like repeating ourselves in those kind of things. You know, like people were saying, oh, it's a shame the quartet didn't play. Well, we had asked them about a year ago and they weren't available. And actually, I was glad that they weren't, because I think that wouldn't have been different, whereas having the choir was.
Yeah.
And I think the flags were quite timely, really. And I don't know what everybody else thought, but for me, that the 5-6 days away, I didn't really look at the news. I didn't pay anything. I just talked to everybody. It was an escape, and it was a fitting thing to say, we're in our own bubble. This is a family. Everybody talks to everybody else. There's no that, and I don't think anybody really talked about the outside world for that fight that I'm aware of. Nobody, you know, it was just. It sounds really crazy, but just the love in the room. It was really, really good, all the way through.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
And then the final encore was the one tonight section of the Levers, which was Incredible.
With the heart confetti out of the cannons.
Yes,
It was
which I'm
brilliant.
still pulling out my pocket now.
Yeah, it was down phase cleavage, I can tell you that.
Yeah, there's plenty of space down there.
I do like it when the confetti's impressive because it costs so much to do confetti, and when it sort of just goes, and you get like a second of it, you're just like, really? That was proper confetti.
It
for
was
proper
proper.
money.
It was raining, for a while. Graham's got a piece there. Look.
Yeah, I was going to say that's what I've got. I managed to catch. I mean, there was loads of people catching pocketfuls, but I got one bit, and it went straight in between two cards in my wallet, and it's not moved. I love it, and it lasted ages. Even though when it went up, it didn't just fall; it floated and it moved, and people were like watching it. It was
I was in the pit with George, Stephanie, and Steph for that moment, just going, oh, I always sit in the pit at Port Zealand and the whatever the last weekend is in the pit, catching the confetti, going, oh, it's over.
It was an incredible gig. It really was.
It really was. It was just top.
Yeah. I hope the band enjoyed it. We loved it.
They did. They really did. They actually came off stage, which they very rarely do, as Ian said to you before. They normally come off stage and I come running in going, oh my God, that was brilliant. And they're like, oh, that didn't. This time they were all like, that was brilliant. We nailed it. They knew it.
Yeah.
They knew they'd done good.
Amazing.
I mean, this whole weekend's been absolutely fantastic. I mean, we've done every one, but this was just the best.
It was, wasn't it?
Just head and shoulders. For some reason, there was just the vibe was better than ever, and everybody was just so into it.
I think it's what Grae just said. As soon as people came through the door, they forgot the outside world, and the outside world is so revolting right now, and everyone forgot it, and we're just, none of us are young, but the energy that people had to keep partying till 2 and 3 in the morning and then get up the next morning and do it again was incredible to me. And just to see all the photos you've been seeing of the joy and stupidity and fun and laughter, and the real world didn't happen again until we got on coaches and left. It was just normally people say, oh, did you enjoy PZ? And I'm just like, well, it's all right because it's just too hard. But even though it was incredibly hard work and I'm still exhausted to shit now, it was just beautiful. And it didn't rain.
No, it didn't.
Lovely.
It was a bit chilly, but it was
bloody cold, but it didn't rain. It was sunny.
I'd swap cold for rain any day.
Yeah.
My wife got hypothermia, but it didn't rain.
Well, that was your own fault, walking on a bloody beach.
I don't know if it's because of the albums that we did, the album sets, and then the set from last night, the last night being that 89 tour, but I felt as if it transported back that whole weekend. I just felt there was something about it that took me back to places I'd been before as a Marillion fan and all that kind of stuff. So it wasn't just a case of you're here for the weekend to celebrate the weekend. You celebrated the entirety of the last 35 years. Was it that? Yeah. 35.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think with the extra days helped the more relaxed atmosphere, and everybody had more time to see their friends and see everybody, and the vibe just continued all the way through.
Yeah, it was really, really lovely, and I hope we get to do another one.
Me too. It was really strange in the Market Dome on Monday morning, waiting for the coaches, seeing people you've not seen all weekend as well. It's it's really weird. I've missed you all weekend, and now I can see you.
Oh, there you are. Yeah.
I want to make an apology. I had my one and only diva moment, and 2 of the people on this podcast know exactly what I'm going to say. One of them is responsible. We were sat in the Market Dome waiting for the coaches, and I'm sat right next to Craig, and a guy comes up to Craig and said, Craig, I really want to thank you for the podcast. I love the podcast. And Craig said, yeah, that's great. Thank you. He turned around and walked away. And Graham looked at me as if to say, So I said, what am I, chopped liver? Which I really shouldn't have said. And the guy turned around and said, I spoke to you this morning. Yeah, you did. I'm sorry. Yeah.
It wasn't just me though; it was Mark as well. Let's
You
be
and
honest,
Mark
Marky
both
Owens.
looked at me as
The
if
two
to
of us
say,
just
are
went.
you not going to say anything?
I know it's terrible, isn't it, when you say something and then you're like, "Oh Christ, I'm
Oh,
going
I
to
shouldn't. Yeah.
apologise
Absolutely. I
now."
want to apologise to that guy. He was lovely, and it was completely out of order. I was tired. I was waiting for my bus. I'm sorry. I was.
You should have been wearing your shirt because that would have said it all.
Shut up. Well, the shirt with my face on that Mark had done. That
Worn
was
your football shirt.
yeah, maybe not.
We're going to
Well,
have to
really
get
wasn't
you.
it?
Yeah, we're going to have to get you a "Don't You Know Who I Am" t-shirt.
No. But no, it was a brilliant weekend. Thank you, Lucy, to all the team.
Yeah, everyone worked so hard.
Yeah, I think that's the most work I've ever done at P, which isn't saying much, but I think that's the most work I've ever done at PZ. But,
What
Well,
did
you
you
did well.
do?
The
I didn't
video
know.
we had the problem with the welcome video that never turned up. Remember? Did you hear about the USB cable?
No, and I don't want to. It sounds
I'll tell you
boring.
later.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done, but I don't want to hear about it. Yeah.
Well done, but
Yeah.
don't say you worked hard all
I
weekend.
worked harder than I normally do. Was what I should have said. At
He normally
PZ.
does nothing, but yeah, he did.
'Cause I normally do jack shit, don't I? Let's be
Yeah,
frank.
I mean, the Birch team worked their socks off, and the designs that you put together were
Oh,
brilliant.
unbelievable. Well done, Mark.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And I
Well
didn't
done, the Birch.
I didn't get depressed. Like on Monday, on Monday when you leave, I
No,
normally feel quite miserable, but
no,
this time I didn't.
never felt that once.
No, I mean miserable that it's not. Yeah, miserable that it's not going to be. That it's not going on.
No.
But no.
And we managed to get a recreation photo done, didn't we, between me, you, and Dobby and
I love that.
Mr. Mezza there. So if a photo that were taken about 20 odd years ago, wasn't it? A porcupine tree.
Yeah. Reenacted that.
With
Yeah.
Reenacted, looking a little bit grayer and wrinklier.
With
and
a
that's
cute
Dobby.
one.
Yeah, the cute one.
He's the cute one.
The cute cakey boy.
And did for those of us that were in that run of chalets on the beach there, I see Ant met that swan as well, didn't he?
Yes, that massive swan that kept coming to the window. Yeah.
Bloody massive, wasn't it?
It was huge. It was
an
huge.
ostrich. It wasn't a swan.
It wasn't.
It was an ostrich.
It was hungry, I'll tell you.
I like the judging seagull as well. There was a judging seagull who kept sitting on walls and just staring at people.
That's probably the one that tried to eat my salmon pasta.
Probably.
I went down to meet John and Craig at the chalet, and they were like, "Oh, we'll be 5 minutes." So I took my lunch with me, and I sat on the beach with my lunch eating, and this shadow just appeared above my head, and I looked up, and there's a seagull just floating there, watching and I tried coming back up the channel, and it followed me all the way. I had to hide under a tree.
Judging seagulls.
Yeah, no, look, what a weekend. If you weren't there, we hope you'll get a chance in 2 years' time. I'm crossing my fingers. And if you were, you know what happened. It was amazing. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was just superb.
Yeah.
What
Anybody
happens in
got anything else
PZ
to
stays in PZ.
Absolutely. We had a shopping trip to Jumbo as well, didn't we? That was good.
Yeah. What did you think of the jumbo?
It was good. Craig liked that cream.
Yeah, slag room.
I think that's a type
It's like we
podcast.
yeah.
Craig liked the cream.
Craig liked the cream, yeah.
And on that note,
it was nice of Mr. H to reintroduce COVID into the audience to promote his podcast as well. Wasn't it? The amount of people who've gone down with COVID. Nobody on this podcast has gone down with COVID, but
fucking believable.
Yeah. But anything else to say about Port Zealand?
Roll on next time. Woo! Fingers crossed.
Okay. On that bombshell, thank you very much to Lucy Jordache.
The remains of Lucy Jordache.
Grae Tennick.
Thanks very much for having me.
Mark Kennedy.
You're welcome.
Faye Gouston.
Right, thank you.
It's good night from me.
And it's good night from him.
Take care.
Go on, Graham, you can do it.
And stay alive.
Should have done that if you're driving home tonight.
Thanks for listening to Planet Marzipan Podcast. Please like and subscribe from whichever platform you get your podcasts from. You can contact us at planetmarzipanpodcast@gmail.com and check out marillion.com, fishmusic.scot for